Hello and welcome back. If you've seen these videos before, you know how this goes. But today we're here to talk about Steven Spielberg and my top 10 of rewatchability of his movies. Now, starting from 10, I'm going to put Schindler's List. This film really should be number 1. The problem is the subject matter is so real, and it's like watching a history documentary rather than watching a film. And it's a film I don't want to rewatch because seeing it is painful. But is it his best film? I would say it is. Like the way he tackles the subject of the Jews, and the way that Liam Neeson plays Oscar Schindler and the supporting cast, it's just evil, and it captures how bad the Nazis were. Does it deserve to be number 1? Yes, but in rewatchability terms, not for me. Like, I do not want to go back and rewatch this all the time, and that's why it sits at number 10. Next for me is, now wait for it, is The Terminal with Tom Hanks. I think that this is a great romantic, feel-good, Christmassy comedy with heart, soul, and everything that Steven Spielberg has done before. This is different, and he took a bold step in doing this. And I think the chemistry between Catherine Zeta-Jones and Tom Hanks is fabulous, and Stanley Tucci absolutely steals the show as the boss of the airport who just wants him gone and destroyed. It's ridiculous. There's like a racism to this guy that cannot be explained. He's so persistent in trying to hurt Tom Hanks' character that I think that this film deserves to be in the top 10, because I will rewatch this every time it's on. Now, at number 8, I've got AI, artificial intelligence. This was ahead of its time, and the way that Haley Joel Osment plays the little boy is superb. This was at that point where CGI was becoming possible to make it very realistic, and Steven Spielberg jumps on board with this, and you can see with the intricate designs of all the different androids, robots, whatever you want to call them, you can see how the special effects have vastly improved since the 90s. So I'm going to put that there. Now, at number 7, I've got Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones. Like, this is classed as one of the worst ones. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. This is the one I grew up on. This is the one that's dark and dares to go to places that you can't even imagine. There is this rail track scene towards the end which was just incredible. Like, the mixture of live action and model work, it's superb. And we're introduced to Short Round, a great sidekick for Indiana Jones. You would think that an annoying little kid would be an annoying little kid, but actually he keeps the story going along and is a good counterpart to Indy. He makes him think about his decisions. So I'm putting that one there. So at number 6, we've got the amazing Catch Me If You Can. The story about a con man who managed to weasel his way across America, conning people into believing that he was a pilot. He just lied about everything. It was so... he couldn't help it. He got himself into such a hole. And the way that Steven Spielberg depicts this is excellent. Like, this is a movie to be enjoyed by all, because one, it teaches you how the power of just a uniform can convince you that they are a pilot, or it's just patter that comes out of his mouth. It's all lies and nonsense, and he is based on a true story. Like, what more could you want from this film? You've got Christopher Walken, got DiCaprio putting in an amazing performance in this. Like, you really feel the panic when the heat is on for him, that he's in over his head. So yeah, I'm putting this one here. Okay, now on number 5. This was hard to pick, but I'm going to go with The Last Crusade. Sometimes this is my number 1 Indiana Jones film, but right now, I'm going to say it's at number 5 for Steven Spielberg. And the reason for this is, even though I love this film, and I've watched it many, many times, I feel like it's a little bit on the exhausted with the biblical and the, drinking of the cup and the magic and the relic. And the Nazis are back, and it's just, all this happened in a space of a few years, like, come on. So for me, like, it is still an amazing film, but it just feels a little bit tired, like the boat chase, with the guy with the fez on it, I can't remember what his name is, but it's a bit lackluster in comparison to the previous 2 movies, in my opinion, and some of the special effects don't hold up, like the blimp scene. But overall, the things I do love about it is the relationship between Indy and his dad. Like, that was an amazingly bold choice to have Sean Connery play his father. And the chemistry between them really works. We get this hero of Indy who's broken down to being like a little boy when his father's around, in his shadow, and it's kind of like cool to see this because he's being the hero for the last 2 films, but in this one, no, he's still a hero, but you can feel he's nervous around his father, and the chemistry's great. So The Last Crusade goes there. Now, 20 years ago, I would have said to you, at number 4 would have been my number 1 film, and that's Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park, I went to see this 3 times. It was in the cinema for a year where I live. And I'm going to be honest with you, I love it up until the part where we first see the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Like, I cannot see any flaws with this scene. Like, it still holds up. I remember being so afraid in the cinema, the sound of the dinosaur roaring at the 2 children stuck in the Jeep. It's incredible. And not one of the other Jurassic Park movies has been able to capture anything close to the quality of this particular scene. And I think the movie drops the ball a little bit after that, but we do get the Velociraptor scene when they're in the kitchen trying to look for Lex and Tim. But yeah, this is where it's at. So it's at number 4 for me. Okay, so now at number 3, I've got Raiders of the Lost Ark. This started the entire franchise, and there's something really, really timeless about this one. Even with its imperfections of special effects, there's something about the way it's filmed that it can't be touched. And I think this is why it scores higher than Last Crusade. There's just something more innocent about this one, like it's a piece of history that didn't exist. And I love it. So I'm going to put that one there. Okay, at number 2, I've got Saving Private Ryan. Now, I put Schindler's List at number 1 in my heart, but Saving Private Ryan I can rewatch. I don't know why. I think it's because it's soldiers, and even though you're taken on a journey with how scared they are and how they have to work in a team, it doesn't hurt me as much as Schindler's List. So I can rewatch this and be entertained in some way compared to the other one. Everybody is stellar in this film. The all-star cast, it all works. Tom Hanks is incredible. He's trying to hold this squad together, and he can't even hold himself together, and you can feel it throughout the whole film. And they're just looking for Private Ryan because his mother has lost too many children, and they want to send him home so she doesn't lose them all. And it's just this, they're looking for him, and they're getting picked off one by one along the way. But it's this mission that they have to complete, and I just think it's brilliant. Steven Spielberg knows how to capture World War II in a way that can educate you whilst being entertained. So that is why that scores at number 2. Okay, so number 1, it's not E.T., it's not Close Encounters, it's not anything that you can imagine. Well, you can, it's Jaws. Jaws is timeless. There's something about being able to put a piece of film on and it still being entertaining as something modern. The way that Jaws is filmed is so beautiful. The sea, the beach, the colour schemes, the tone, and the cast in this film is just superb. Like, this is a perfect Sunday afternoon movie. You could watch this at night if you want to be scared. You can show this to your kids. It's just a great film. And Steven Spielberg captured magic. It's so much better than any of his other films, and the reason for it is because it's made with heart. You can feel the passion. You can feel he's just starting out. And this is the one that just blows you away. I think that the way he made the shark was incredible. Like, the whole world's afraid of sharks because of this film. Because it looked so real. It looked and felt real. And if you can make something look and feel real, then your imagination can run wild. So I'm putting that as my number 1 movie by Steven Spielberg. So if you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. What's your favourite Steven Spielberg film? I'd be interested to know. So thank you.